Hello traders, it's me Krasimir Panayotov back in the Rich Spirit channel for another weekly Forex analysis sheet. So in this weekly Forex analysis sheet, guys, you are about to witness the straight motherfucking genius on the Forex chart. So let's get it started and let's make some motherfucking money. Starting with the Euro USD, we're gonna check also some gold and secondary pairs as well, maybe oil. Let's see what is going on here on the Euro USD. Last time on the last video I have spoken about this consolidation right here, and that I expect a pullback to the upper resistance, and this is what happened this week. We have had a nice pullback. We can check it on the 4-hour trade. The breakout was here. I actually managed to catch it because here we have kind of a relatively strong trend, so I could manage to buy very cheap this pair, and on the next day on the news the price really spiked up to the promised resistance. And now on the daily chart, guys, we can see that we have rejected the zone once, but I believe this week we can make another second test, try to break the zone, and if we don't do this, we of course we can expect another bearish move to the downside. And this is logical because we have a bearish trend overall the last few months, ever since, I believe, yeah, it was like 1-2 year bearish trend on the euro. So I expect such a continuation. Of course the price can just continue to go down and break this trend. Now it's interesting setup. We have this flag pattern going on, which is a very nice continuational pattern. So if we break below this pattern, we can expect a significant move of nearly that much pips to the downside. So let's imagine our breakout is somewhere here. We can expect a whole bearish move, probably to this previous candles, and maybe even lower to test the 1.00, which is somewhere here. Okay, and maybe only then can break below and start making lower lows. But before that we need a confirmation, so we need to break this consolidation and to go bearish. But okay, Krasimir, you always check the other scenario, so what if we go bullish on this bitch? So if we go bullish on this bitch, we will need a break above this trend line, and then, believe me guys, some sort of retest, so we can go back bullish, create a higher high, and we do have a higher highs and a higher lows. There we can have a new bullish trend. And a lot of people are telling me, hey bro, it's time for a correction, it's time the euro to go back up. Yeah, but until we see the signals, we can't just blindly go bullish in the middle, in the sea, in the ocean of nothing. We gotta get the signals. So let's move to the next pair, guys, and let this be the GBP USD. And as you can see, a similar situation here, but we have actually broken a bearish trend. So here we can expect a strong Great Britain pound against the dollar, and more, I would say, against the euro than the dollar. So if the dollar is strong, then the GBP USD will definitely be weak. So let's see what we have here. Okay, we are at a support area, a significant zone, which if gets respected, we of course can get a bullish move. This can be matched with the euro if we get a bullish breakout here. But if we follow the bearish scenario on the euro, then we definitely can penetrate once again this level, and go all the way down to this previous support area. And that is a significant area because on the weekly you can see here and here it acted as a support already before in the past. So it's still a significant zone and we are going to observe that. On the weekly chart we have already 3 weeks, we have 3 weeks on the daily candles above the resistance. So this can be a sign of resistance here. So in this zone, big institutions and traders are setting sells. So they are buying dollars in this zone and they expect to execute somewhere here. At least this is how I see these markets. Now let's move to the next market, guys, and let's see something interesting. I'll check also the Euro GBP because I actually have one trade there, relatively a small risk trade, but here is my thoughts on this pair. I'm gonna go to the daily, I'll remove the actual trade levels, and I'm gonna show you what I see. First, let's zoom out, and we have a bearish trend until a certain point of the time when it got broken. Okay, so then we have a little bullish push, but actually wasn't something very strong. The price was consolidating all the time and just made a small bullish highs. Now we have a new trend, so we have broken this trend with this bearish move. Then we have had sort of a correction or a retest. We couldn't go bullish again, so we have another bearish push to the downside, and we have formed this sort of a channel on the 4-hour chart, which I will show you right now. So last week I started selling around this area because I see here we have some consolidation, so this can mean a lot of positions are already in this zone. So I decided to enter sell trades here, and I have set my stop loss just above the bottom of these candles. And now when I show you my trade levels, you see exactly this, just a little bit above. And luckily I didn't get stopped out because price really just tested these bottoms, couldn't break above, and then started rejecting to the downside. And this is crazy because the setup is not, I don't risk so much money, it's like 20 bucks or something like this. But as you can see, there is a nice potential to the downside. So if we cover this trending channel, we can get to this level. And also on the daily, you can see that on the bottom here, we have a support. So why not to target this zone? And this is something very nice. As you can see on the daily, we have the pin bar candle, which is a rejection candle, and gives us a clue that price may continue go bearish. And for those who still didn't enter this trade, they can do it with the same stop loss that I did. Of course, guys, this is not a financial advice, it's just my opinion. First take profit can be here at this bottom. This is a very easy take profit target, and the next one of course is a little bit lower, maybe about 82.7, 0.827, which is at these previous lows. And that's it for this market, guys. Of course it can break bullish, this can happen every time in forex, but we are trying to do what the statistics tell us. So we are trying to bet where there is statistically more money in the market. Now let's go get and check some other pairs, guys. I have this interesting Euro CAD trade going on. So first I have noticed this triangle pattern started forming on the 4-hour chart, and let's see what we actually have here. For the triangle pattern to happen, we need 5 waves, and usually it breaks on the 6th. So what do we have here? We have 1 wave, 2nd wave, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Here we already have the triangle pattern. So it usually breaks on the 6th wave, right? So here we usually see a breakdown to the downside, because usually it is a continuational pattern. Here the trend is bearish, so we expect a bearish continuation, right? But in this case we have a bullish break. And now I need to explain a little bit about this. If we have a bullish break, then we can trade the same pattern to the bullish side, right? Then it will be a reversal pattern, and this happens sometimes. Like 45% of the time it goes reversal. But in this case, guys, you can see that after the breakout, straight on the next candle, we have a rejection, which usually means that this makes this breakout fake. So they call it false or fake breakout, and usually then the price continue to the downside, to the opposite side. So it gets all the stop losses here and goes straight to the downside. I have had one bigger trade here after we had this rejection, but I closed it because it was Friday, and usually I don't trade the consolidation. So now if we break below this trend line, I have my setup, my sell stop, and I'm gonna write down nearly as much as is the size of the pattern. So let's see where it goes. Okay, so my take profit target should be somewhere here. And let's see how that goes on the daily chart or the weekly. Okay, we don't have some serious support and resistance there. Or actually we have 1, 2 bottoms. We're gonna try hit that shit. And now I'm about to compare this chart with one more chart, the US oil chart, which I have traded recently. So on the, let's see, yeah, again is the 4-hour chart. And here we have another example of a triangle pattern and another false breakout. So I don't know if you see it, but I definitely see it. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, we can say, about this wave, 5, and then we break at the 6th. Now this is not the best triangle pattern, but it actually worked. Here is the false breakout, and it went straight to the opposite direction. Here we have the bearish breakout. And once we got that, we already knew the market is going to trend bearish, because in like 80% of the time when we have a clean breakout, the price goes in this direction. So we had the retest. So this is not a rejection, because here you need you observe a lot of candles, so much more candles than just one candle which rejects the whole move, like on EuroCAD. On EuroCAD, on the 4-hour chart, you have just one candle which rejects the whole breakout. Sorry about my English, guys, just bear with it. Let's check it out one more time. So we have had actually 2 tests here, and we expected to move nearly as big as is the size of this triangle. Okay, and of course we can satisfy with the 80% of this target, because not every time the price will chase the 100% of the triangle target. And we also have a significant support and resistance zone here. So here we have closed our profits as soon as the price started touching the support level. Now, same on the Euro USD CAD. I'm gonna wait for a breakout. Maybe I'm gonna wait for a retest of the same trend, just like on the US oil, and then open new sales. So what else interesting on the OD USD? We have a interesting situation, something like a head and shoulders pattern. Well, here the scenarios are pretty clear. We're gonna test this resistance one more time. Also another scenario, if we get straight rejection, which I don't believe, we may make a pullback to this zone and then again continue to the target of the head and shoulders. Also, if we have too strong downward, then we definitely can break this level here and go test back this previous low. And that is also potential scenario. So not much to trade here already. Let's see something else. USD CAD. Here I have tried a few setups. It was interesting that we have this falling wedge, which played pretty nicely to the opposite side, and also the head and shoulders, which is visible here on the chart. Now, after this huge move to the upside, I believe on the daily we have this rejection on the next day, which gave a nice signal that price will probably continue to the downside since it closes below the support area. And this is what exactly happened. Just 2 days later, the price started rejecting this zone and now is going lower. But in my opinion, here we should draw one trend line, and as you can see, it was pretty much respected in the past. So we have one bounce, second bounce, third bounce, and now we're at the fourth touch of this price. Of course, we can continue all the way down to the previous support area in this other bullish trend line and only then go back bullish, but we also can just straight reverse, which I don't expect actually. We'll see next week. Do we have anything else? New Zealand US dollar, similar pattern here as on the AUD USD, something like a head and shoulders, and of course we have expected this actually in the previous analysis. I have marked this, but also said, probably I have said, usually I say such things, that this is not the best head and shoulders that you can get. I usually love the shoulders to be a little bit deeper, so about 60% of the whole head. Here we have only like 40-30% of the whole head. Never mind, such trades also play out. So here, of course, we are targeting this level, and this is why probably the US dollar will drop a little bit, because you can see that on all pairs we have a resistance a little bit more further. So here is the New Zealand USD, here is the AUD USD, another target. Here is the Euro USD. Let me zoom in. Okay, so we have rejected here, and now the resistance is above, so we need to go back bullish, test this zone, and maybe then look for bearish opportunities on these pairs. Same thing on USD JPY. Now I will not focus on this pair because I really don't know what is going on here. Probably we'll continue bullish, but when? Maybe first we'll tap again to this zone, get some buyers, and then fly back to the move, chasing this previous ultimate high, and maybe after some consolidation to get a new high. And that's it for this weekly Forex analysis, guys. See you in the next videos. Peace, and I'm out. But before that, let's go and check gold. And on gold, guys, we have a massive bullish rally. Just let me fix my chart. Just 1 second is all I need. And this is what you get on the weekly chart, guys. We have spoken about this strong supply and demand zone, and as you can see, the price is correcting really nice to the upside, creating this sort of bullish scenario. And as you can see, guys, the bearish moves are a lot more faster than the bullish moves. So you see how many candles it takes to move the price all the way back to this area, and see how many candles it needed to crash this market, just like 5 candles, 5 bearish candles. Here we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 candles to get there. The same here, 2 candles down, 10 candles up, 3 candles down, 20 candles up, 5 candles down, 4 candles up. And that is how it goes. So we have a lot of candles here, green bullish, so these can easily continue to the upside and start chasing the previous highs, which on the monthly you can see this is a nice resistance here. And of course the ultimate highs will definitely be tested. If we continue bullish, if we get a bullish month and we close above this high of the candle, then we'll probably start chasing these previous highs. Let's see one more thing on gold on the daily. We have something like a rising wedge here on gold. Not the best one, but if we break below it, it can still reverse the trend. On the daily, we are already above the trend line, so now I believe there will be correction, like 40-50% correction to the downside to retest again this trend, to create the W pattern, and then we to go bullish. Something like this is what I see on gold. Of course, you never know what gold will happen, because what gold will do and what will happen with gold, because when gold is trending, sometimes you don't see corrections at all, like this huge move to the downside. So we can easily continue to the upside and stop somewhere around this resistance area. That's 1872 zone area. Okay guys, that's all for this weekly analysis. I hope you got something out of this, and see you in the next week, where I'll be in my native country, so I'm flying back to Australia, and it's gonna be a lot of fun there. Also, we're gonna meet some traders and get some cool setups as well. So see you in the next video guys. Please subscribe, like, hit all the buttons, and